All right, welcome back. Here we are at the first race of the Pacific Raceways Circuit Race Series for 2025. This is the Masters 45 plus and women's field, all combined, scored separately. This race is going to be about 45 minutes long, something like that. Kind of depends on how long the sun stays in the sky. In this race, I had decided that I wanted to actually be active. I was kind of disappointed with my last race, which was Ravensdale, and I just kind of sat in the pack and did nothing, which ended up being quite boring, and I didn't do very well in the race. So, decided that make the race fun. We already have somebody going off the front. I think it's a drop bar racer. I don't know which one, but they have already jumped out to a lead. You can see him going around the corner up there on the left. Kind of wanted to see if anybody else was gonna follow, but obviously his teammate right here is not gonna follow. Hoping that maybe Taco Time would take up the chase. But I'm starting to get impatient. Patience is not my strong suit when it comes to racing. I end up on the front and decide, well, might as well go for it. I think that my power meter timing is a little bit off. So if you look at my efforts, they don't quite sync up with what the power's showing. It's like a delay of a second or two. So right now I'm on my own chasing after drop bar. Perfect weather for the race. Quite a good turnout, especially for a 5:30 race on a weekday. So I link up with drop bar here. We do a couple of turns, but Peloton isn't that far behind us, so this one doesn't last too long. I think the Peloton's just about to catch us right now. Yep, there we go. We got Nate on the front. I think that's Tyler from my team. there's still a little gap to the main group, so I thought for a second we were going to kind of try to roll this, but everybody kind of sits up. Nate's waiting for Joe to roll through, and he kind of pulls the plug. So now we got somebody else up the road. I think that might be Tyler from my team up there. Everything kind of comes back together right here. So I'm going to jump ahead. Nate takes off, so I figure I'll join him. This is just, I think, just after the next lap. We've got Bradley Haley from Liquid Velo. But unfortunately, everybody chases us down. Try again. I decided to give it another dig. And I'm joined by a woman from the Coalition cycling team. In just a second, here she comes. Strong rider. Also want to say congratulations to Brett Robertson, who is the new owner, promoter of this race series as of this year. I think he's going to be great for the series. Unfortunately, they brought us back again. So in this series, the top 5 placings get points for the overall series for the year. And there goes Mike Robson from 10 Speed Hero taking off. At this point, I had done too many efforts and couldn't follow, or didn't want to follow. We also do preems in this, and those count for points for the series as well. So you get 1 point if you win the preem, and just only for the first person across the line. And then you also get 1 point, 1 participation point for showing up. Last year I ended up getting 5th in the series in this 45 plus group. hoping that maybe this year I can improve on that. Everything's back together again. And Bradley goes. Now it looks like Greg, I think, from Taco Time. I figure I should probably chase that down. Then we got, I think it's Pablo from Mercedes. I decided I don't want to follow and I'm going to let them go. And I think Brad jumps ahead to them. So now we got 3 slightly up the road. That's a strong group, so we're going to get a reaction from the peloton. I don't think they're going to let them go away so early in the race. We're not quite connected yet, but it looks like they're slowing down a little bit. Maybe no cohesion up there. At this point I was getting a little bit concerned. It was quite a big split in the field. Probably half the field is up there. I was starting to get a little bit nervous. I kind of got boxed in right there. I wanted to jump across. But it opens up, and everybody else starts going. So I'm looking around, so I figure might as well just jump across. And it's a preem lap, so I probably didn't need to do that. Once they heard it was a preem lap, everybody started playing games up front and slowed down. so I didn't really need to make that effort to get across. I'm going to jump forward because I was kind of at the back of the pack during the pre-mop and couldn't really see what was going on. I think Nate was off the front and got nipped at the line by Greg from Taco Time. That's who I think took the preem. Getting farther into the race and things are getting a little complacent. I noticed that we've got a teammate on the front, and there's Mercedes, and then I've got another teammate. So I think it's Doug for my team up front, Pablo from Mercedes, and then I think that's Tyler from my team. But if we're going 25, 26 miles an hour on this stretch, it's definitely pretty slow. So I figure I'll spice it up a little bit. That didn't work. And then Nate goes. And then James from my team was following him. He had a slightly different jersey on, but he's on our team. Everything comes back together right in this stretch. So I'm going to move ahead to the final lap. Got about a mile left in the race. Scott, who wasn't right in front of me, told me to get on his wheel. He was going to try to lead me out for the final sprint. I kind of lose his wheel here a little bit, but I get it back in a bit. Bradley's right there in front of me in the white. He is an excellent sprinter, so I thought, well, at least I'm behind Bradley at the moment. I think everybody was pretty eager this race, so no breaks, got away, and lasted very long. Probably not longer than, 3/4 of a lap. Still hoping to get on Scott's wheel here, but see, he's right next to Greg from Taco Time, who also is an excellent sprinter. All right, I'm finally able to get through to Scott. And he's got James from our team right in front of him as well. coming into this sprint, I'd rather be on the right-hand side so I don't get caught out in the wind. I think Scott just told James to go. Scott drops me off a little early. That's probably about 400 meters to go. So I kind of sit back in behind this guy, hoping to get a little reprieve from the wind. I realize we're getting too close to the line. So I start my second sprint and end up getting 6th place, just out of the points. They score 1 through 5 for the series. Congratulations to Bradley Haley, who won, and Greg Holtner got 2nd. Chad Brothers got 3rd. Jerry Costa ended up getting 4th, and Pablo Castrillo from Mercedes-Benz got 5th.